Welcome back to another video in Spanish Essentials. Today we're going to introduce some new functional language chunks as well as build upon previous videos' content to provide you with thousands of new vocabulary words. You may remember in a former video we said that yo quiero means I want, and you can use that with nouns to make sentences like yo quiero un bocadillo, I want a sandwich. We also said we could change yo quiero to create sentences like tú quieres, you want un bocadillo. But now we want to change focus. Instead of talking about things we want to talk about things that we already have. I have in Spanish is yo tengo, and it comes from the same Latin as retain. And you can use yo tengo to create sentences similar to I want a sandwich by saying I have a sandwich. Yo tengo un bocadillo. I want to take a moment to introduce the Spanish Essentials phrase book. The Essentials phrase book will be a series of phrases that pop up from now and again to teach you some really common essential phrases that I think you should know. And in fact, you already learned yo no sé, I don't know. But what if you wanted to be a little more colorful with your language and be more emphatic? You could say no tengo ni idea, I have no idea, or I don't have any idea. Sometimes you might even hear native speakers say ni idea, no clue or no idea. I want to practice the functional language chunk tengo, I have, but first I need to introduce some new vocabulary so we can use this word. I'm going to introduce the idea of cognates. Cognates are simply words that look similar between two languages. And I'm going to show you how you can create some cognates or know if a word in English would be a cognate in Spanish. English words ending with ation, like reservation or information, are going to end in acción or acción. For example, the word reservation would become reservación or reservación. The word information would become información or información. And the word invitation would become invitación or invitación. You may have noticed that I pronounced each of these words in two distinct ways. The reason was I was introducing a very common dialect you may hear from some native speakers. In Spain and a few countries in South America, it is common that letters like C and S and Z in the middle of words will have a TH pronunciation. So it might change the word reservación, and you might hear something like reservación. So keep an eye out for words that might be pronounced in that way. Try to interpret these three sentences. Tengo una reservación. I have a reservation. Notice we didn't have yo at the beginning. So we just simply said tengo, a very common way to say I have. You may have also noticed that the Spanish word a in this sentence is una, ending in an a. And so that means the Spanish word reservación is feminine. In fact, all words ending in acción or A-C-I-O-N in Spanish are going to be feminine. Number 2, no tengo más información. Well, I don't have more information. Number 3, tengo tres invitaciones. I have 3 invitations. You'll notice that when we made invitation plural in Spanish, we lost the accent over acción. So I just taught you one rule for learning new cognates. We said that words ending in ation in English will end in acción in Spanish, like the Spanish word reservación. But I'd like to show you some more that behave in a similar way. Words in English ending in ic or ical, like dramatic, are going to end in ico in Spanish. So the Spanish for dramatic is dramático. Political would become político. Practical would become práctico. Words ending in ANT or ENT will pick up an E on the end of their words. For example, the Spanish word for important becomes importante. Restaurant becomes restaurante. Words ending in ty in English will end in dad in Spanish. Activity becomes actividad. Tranquility becomes tranquilidad. Words ending in ous will end in oso in Spanish, such as delicious becomes delicioso. Try to interpret the following conversation. Bienvenidos al restaurante Canela. Hola, tengo una reservación para cenar. ¿Cuántas personas? 4 personas. En nombre de Ruiz. Ah, vale. ¿En una mesa o el bar? Quiero una mesa, por favor. Pause the video and try to interpret this conversation. Let's review. Bienvenidos al restaurante Canela. Welcome to Canela Restaurant. You may have noticed that we applied our change. Words ending in ANT will pick up an E and become restaurante. Hola, tengo una reservación para cenar. Hello, I have a reservation for dinner. In this sentence, we used I have, tengo, and una reservación, a reservation. Words ending in ation will become acción in Spanish. ¿Cuántas personas? How many people? 4 personas. En nombre de Ruiz. Do you remember what nombre means? It means name. 4 people under the name Ruiz, in name of Ruiz. Ah, vale. ¿En una mesa o al bar? Ah, okay. At a table or the bar? You'll notice that vale is a way that you could say okay in Spanish. This is very common in Spain as well as a few countries in South America. It's not heard around the entire Spanish-speaking world, but it is well understood. Quiero una mesa, por favor. I want a table, please. Here we've recycled a previous language chunk, quiero, as well as introduced the Spanish word for a table, una mesa. Una mesa. On my website, you'll find some activities that further enforce these ideas. Make sure to take a look at those and practice whatever areas you're struggling with. Do send me any emails if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video.